Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the FTB podcast live Premier League reaction show with your boy Marlon Bashman and myself, Deji. And I'm delighted to say that I've been reunited with Spurs. So it's Deji Spurs to all of you out there today because my beloved spanked Burnley 4-0. But without further ado, Marlon, how you feeling? How you feeling about the weekend results?
Obviously, I'm in a better mood. I think we're back. We came back with a bang. Continued off from where we left with West Ham in the second half. Positive performance there. And then today, trust me, it was a good show.
100%. And I feel like Jose was watching the podcast last week. We gave him the starting lineup, barring Dele Alli, who didn't start the pick on the field today. And I think Jose was definitely listening. He took off the shackles and he unleashed the Bale. You get me? The dragon. Bale was on absolutely inspirational form. But look, we're going to get opportunity. But let's quickly move through the Premier League results over the weekend.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And when we get to 500 people, we're going to be giving out a shirt of your choice with your name on the back. And we're going to do a live draw. So let's start, Digi. You can start with the first fixture over the weekend.
Yes, so Man City, West Ham, 2-1 Man City. Marlon, your view and your thoughts?
I expected that. I think West Ham done better than I expected. I expected maybe a 3 or 4-0. But I think West Ham, I wouldn't say the real deal, but they've got a good process getting there. And trust me, they're impressive. I give it to them. 2-1. It weren't a bad result for them, to be honest. But yeah, Man City are walking the league. So what can we say?
Yeah, I agree. I think David Moyes, he's found a system that works. You know what I mean? And I think Lindegaard and I think what he's been doing is kind of he's just been on form. And Antonio's just turned into a beast up top. And yeah, look, it could have easily been a draw, you know. It could have been a draw. So, you know, good on West Ham for giving Man City a game. But yeah, I have to agree with you. I feel like at 12 points clear at the top of the table with some of the results today, it looks like the Premier League is for City to lose. But it looks like the more exciting part of the league is everybody trying to rush for second, third or fourth. So that's probably going to be more interesting. And let's just hand the crown to the City and Pep for doing a great job. The only thing I would say is they've done a really great job because at one stage they looked like they were flopping. And all of a sudden they've gone on this 14-game winning run. And, you know, kudos to them. They've done a great job. What a fantastic team. And without a striker as well, you know, a lot of people...
That is true. I keep forgetting that. Yeah. No Aguero. Good point.
So cool. Been doing well. Boy, West Brom, Brighton. Oh, my days. I have to say, what a joke. And for me, I feel like there's too many inconsistencies in the Premier League. You know, since we brought in this VAR, I don't mind if there are certain things that happen, provided that the referees can keep some consistency. So Groves takes a quick free kick, and he'd done the same thing in a previous match, and it was a goal. And in this game, he'd done the same thing just as the whistle was blown, and all of a sudden, they disallowed the goal. I think Brighton deserved to win. I can't lie to you. Brighton should have walked away with that game, 3 or 4-1. Sam Allardyce and the team, West Brom team, they're kind of thanking the lucky stars, thanking the gods, mate, because basically they should have lost that game to Brighton. And I know the Brighton manager was vexed, and if I was him, I would be. You know, like they say, football, you know, is can be cruel, and I think the result on Brighton was very cruel.
I think the things with Brighton, you can't underestimate them. They're a very good footballing team, and they've got technically good players. So with West Brom, you know what you're going to get. They're going to score a goal, then they're going to play the Mourinho style and Sam Allardyce style, and even Moyes. Other than this year, where they're just going to sit back and keep tight. But trust me, that weren't a game to be watching. In all fairness, no offense to the West Brom and Brighton fans, but they weren't. So that result don't really surprise me. But
no, for real, I'm with you there. Apart from the fact that it messed up my accumulator, but that's another story. Leeds, Aston Villa. Marlon, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I was a bit surprised. I thought Leeds would have walked away with this one because I think Leeds are a very good footballing team. Bamford, he might not be everyone's favourite striker, but that guy can score a goal. I was expecting him to score. But with Villa, they're a good team as well. But I didn't think they were going to do that well because they didn't have Grealish, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Grealish wasn't there.
So I thought they're going to miss him. They're going to struggle, but they pulled it off. Trust me, Villa are a team to keep an eye on because they've got good individual players and they could do some damage.
I agree. And, you know, the thing is, I was actually saying to a mate of mine just the other day, I think at the moment, the way Villa are playing, they're kind of like dark horses. I think
100%.
on their day, they could probably beat us. They seem a lot more balanced with the defence. Martinez has been the signing of the season for them.
100%.
What a keeper for them. You know, Grealish is doing it. That Traore guy as well. He's just a menace. And, you know, it's working. They work hard.
I think with Traore, it kind of took time to settle in, but now he's showing his true colours. Because where was he before? Was he at Chelsea? No, he was a Chelsea player, but they loaned him to a German club. But they got talented players there. Trust me.
Yeah, he's a baller. He's a fantastic baller. I think with Leeds, it's just what we know, innit? I think they're going to finish about 10th or 11th this year because we know they either turn up or they don't, innit? It's hit and miss with them. Yeah. I think on another day, they would have spanked Aston Villa 4-5-0 or 4-5-1.
And the thing is with Leeds, it's their first season. They reminded me of a bit of Wolves. But they're a good team. They're big clubs. So these big clubs have got decent players. So, they're good. They're doing well.
And I would take Rafinha all day long. I think
Definitely.
I think he's a baller.
Definitely.
But yeah, kudos to Aston Villa. They got the result 1-0. And look, mate, they've got every chance as anyone else to break into that top four. No one's uttered a single word about Aston Villa.
That is true.
You've heard it here live and direct on FTB first that Deji Spurs has called out Aston Villa as a potential dark horse for a Champions League spot. So, so let's look out and see how they do. I think a lot will rest on the 2 games they've got against Spurs. I think when we see those 2 results, that will kind of...
Well, we haven't played them at all this year, have we?
We haven't played them at all, and that's what I'm saying. So we've kind of got away with it, from my perspective.
Forgot about that. Yeah, true.
Hopefully they're playing us when we come good. The next game, what a drag of a game. Oh, my days. Newcastle and Wolves.
Traore. I don't know what's happened to him this year. Apparently he's got no assists and no goals. I didn't even know that.
He's too hench. He's Johnny Bravo. That's the reason why. We know
Johnny Bravo.
Weighs 60, 80 plates. He's lost his balance. You know the thing that you know when his game started to flop.
When the striker got injured.
To get too ahead of himself. Do you know that Traore at the beginning of his season, if you notice his arms, it's shiny.
He's put Vaseline on it.
Started putting baby lotion
one
on
of them,
his arms so you don't get grips by the other team. Can you imagine that? Who's gripsing this guy? Who does he think he is?
No, but they were though. Come on, he used to go past 3 or 4 men, and they were trying to hold on to it, so it makes sense.
If Traore is watching this, stop putting on the baby lotion, stop putting on the Vaseline, and get back to doing what you do best, which is running with the ball in one direction. You get me? One direction.
That's all it is. But then I also think he was looking for that big move away.
Yeah.
And he might, I don't even know. This season he might not even get it, but he was looking for the big move abroad or to a big UK team. So we'll see.
I'm on the fence with him. He's a strange one because he's not really got any techers. He almost reminds me of Sissoko and a little bit of a Space Jam.
No, man, he's better.
This one's not quite a Space Jam. I just didn't think he had the tech in the first place. But
he didn't.
Train. So he kind of reminds me of the Snow Piercer. You know what I mean? My man's just going to keep running through the snow and he ain't stopping. You know what I mean? No, because he's so hench, you can't even get in the way.
But anyway, with Newcastle, this is a kind of a bad result for them because they needed this. Because I didn't realize they're quite close to the bottom. Like if Fulham don't beat Spurs, but if Fulham win, they're on joint points with them, isn't it? Or just a few points behind them? Yeah.
Yeah. If Fulham beat Spurs, they're level on points with Newcastle. The thing is, when you play, I almost feel like when you play negative football, you deserve what you get in it. And Newcastle never tried to attack. If you remember the Spurs game, they had 1 shot on goal. There was a game against Man United. They didn't have any shots on goal. And you got Callum Wilson up top. You can't be playing football like that. Although they did try against Wolves. But to be honest, there's just no creativity in that
No, not at all.
midfield. Is dry. It's a Sunday league midfield, to be honest with you. And I think Newcastle going down. You heard it live and direct here in FTB.
It depends. I think Fulham are running out of games, and they're the only team that can catch them.
I think Fulham will do it. They've got to play Newcastle again, and they play great football. And I think Scott Parker has a system in place. You know what they're about. They're going to go at you, and I think Fulham will survive. I think Newcastle will go down, definitely.
Cool. All right, so do some shout out. Shout out Hamza. He says, "Come on, you Spurs." But we'll get to that in a bit.
Come on, Hamza.
And then he's also put, "Bale is back."
Done though.
All right, we'll get to
I'm
that.
picking that today shortly.
And then we've got Solo 7 say good evening, gents. Even to you, Solo 7. Hopefully you're feeling a bit better that you got a draw at Chelsea. Anyway, don't forget to share, subscribe, and like, because there's going to be a competition once we get to 500 people. It's going to be a live draw to win a top of your choice with your name on the back. All right, let's go to, what's the next fixture?
Crystal Palace Fulham today.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about that game. But go on. You can do a review of that one. I forgot about that one.
0-0. Yeah, it was a drag. You know, I think it was the type of game where both teams had to go at it. I think Roy Hodgson will probably be the happier of the two managers because you know, Crystal Palace have kind of been on a bit of a wavy form, a bit indifferent. Fulham, I think they will also be disappointed. They needed the 3 points from this game. They went for it, but they just couldn't find the back of the net, and so it was a 0-0 stalemate. But,
the thing is with Fulham, Loftus-Cheek, good player. Lookman, good player.
Baller.
Is this the Reed? Is it Reed? The other guy, Reed, the short. He's quite. He's fair skin guy.
Yeah.
They got some decent players there going forward.
Fulham got a good team, and like I said, Scott Parker's got a system in place where they can attack. And you know what? They can give anybody a run for their game. I watched the Liverpool game where they drew 1-1.
That's true. Hello? Yeah, there's you frozen, but we will continue. All right, the next game after that was the Leicester versus Arsenal game. Now that game was a bit of a shock, and I think Arsenal kind of showed Leicester that they are a top 6 team and they're not to be messed with. So I think Leicester, yes, they've got a few injuries.
What's happened there?
Sorry, I was just still talking. I was just talking to myself at the moment, but I was still talking.
No, sorry,
I'm just saying, that's fine. With the Leicester and Arsenal game, I was saying Arsenal just came to the show and showed Leicester that they are a top 6 team. And I said Leicester's got a few injuries, but that doesn't really hack it for me. I just think Arsenal just showed that Leicester, they've still got a lot of work to do to be considered a top 6 team. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I found today's result quite worrying, to be honest. Arsenal, yeah, I can't lie. I think, Leicester, that's the thing with Leicester, innit? They've got a strong 11, and when they've got Vardy, they know what they're doing. But as soon as Vardy gets injured and they bring on Iheanacho, mate, it's like night and day.
God, that guy.
A different team. They've had nothing up top, so Arsenal were able to kind of push forward, and didn't have to worry about some man running behind them with pace. And
did you see he shot in the end at their end?
No.
What's his name? Oh my God, the guy controlled it and just blasted it over the top of the roof. I was like, what are you doing, man?
It's madness. It's mad. But I think worryingly for me, when Arsenal won today's game, they were for about half an hour they were above Spurs. And
yeah, I got loads of texts and messages.
Yeah, and I thought that was worrying. Albeit we had 2 games in hand, but still, with the sort of we were top and they were 14th, they should never even be catching us or even overtaking us. I don't care. I don't even care if we had 10 games in hand. They should never be overtaking us. But you know what? Arsenal are playing some good stuff. They're playing some good football.
I'm not gonna lie, they did.
Watch out for them. They could end up in the top 6.
To be honest, when I saw them win 3-1 and they deserved it, I was a bit upset. I was thinking, we got you lot in a couple of games. Yeah. But then the way we beat Burnley, I was like, I'm not even worried no more.
No. with that front four, they're definitely going to get spanked.
Yeah.
Hams
has put Leicester have been poor recently. Oh, sorry, was you reading it? I'm knocked out of Europe and today, yes, which is true. They play quite poor.
Yeah. That's the thing with Leicester, isn't it? They always start off really good, and then around about March, when the daisies come out, and you start to get little hay fever. That's when they start to come off. They will start coming off. Do you know what I mean? This is what happened last season.
They done it last year, and
about.
Even the last game of the season, they could have made Champions League if they didn't lose to United and they lost.
Do you know what I'm saying? I think they're our last game of the season.
It is.
Again, and we had them last game last year. So
I looked at their fixtures. I looked at their fixtures because I think I got a bit ahead of myself after we won against Burnley today. They've got, I think, the last 5 fixtures is quite tricky. They've got, I think, Liverpool, Man City, us, and someone else. But yeah,
brilliant.
I think I got ahead of myself, as I said.
Hopefully, they'll be mash up by the time we play them.
All right.
Well,
on to. Well, you can, go.
Biggest result of the weekend, proudly. Tottenham Hotspur 4, Burnley 0. And for me, quite simply, that game was the return of the Dragon, Bruce Lee style. These got one punched real quick after 2 minutes. For me, what was today's game? Finally, Jose has come off his kind of risk-averse football and he let off the shackles. Yeah, because from the beginning of the season, he had a little anchor that he plotted in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and these lot couldn't move. Do you know what I'm saying? These lot couldn't move because the ship was anchored, yeah? And he drew it up today, and he unleashed the Dragon. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Sanchez was on point. This is what we talked about last week. We were saying if we attack, then people like Sanchez and Dyer or Toby or whoever who's playing in the centre back pairing, they won't be under as much pressure, and it will breed more confidence. And for me today, Gareth Bale, he's techers. Oh my days!
Let me stop you there. Dyer and Sanchez, no,
that can't run anyway.
2 headless chickens. They're not leaders, so you can't have them two. I don't know if they're both too young together. You can't have them. It's either one or the other. Yeah. But I would leave today's team as it is and stop changing. Mourinho changes the defense too much, and that's another issue as well. And Reguilon.
Reggie is a don. He's a Reggie don. He is a baller. And you know what I was thinking today? With Ndombele and Højbjerg playing so well in that number 6 kind of pivot, it only needs Lo Celso playing the number 10, because that's what we're missing. Lucas Moura isn't a number 10. I was hoping Dele could do something. He didn't really do much, I can't lie, when he came on. But Lo Celso is saucy. And when he comes on, Kane, look, we could have had about 7 or 8. I think it was a shame that, again, Jose had one of his crazy moments. And this is what I don't understand by Jose. This is an opportunity where Spurs are 4-0 up to take 100%. Off Kane 70 minutes, bring on Vinicius,
100%.
Let him get a taste of real football, none of that Europa rubbish, and let's see what my man can do. He brings on Matt Doherty. Why? And Aurier wasn't even booked, so I didn't understand.
I think he was injured. I saw him go down a tunnel.
Who? Aurier?
Aurier, yeah, I think he was. Because he was bringing on Sissoko before that.
That's a Vinny game. If you're 4-0 up, you want Vinny, let him get a 5th and job done.
Because the thing is, if you don't bring him on during these games when you're ahead like that, you're going to bring him into a game when Kane's injured and expect him to do some miracles when he hasn't been playing.
He can't.
Yeah.
Look, bro, it's taking Bell the best part of the season to get his match sharpness. It's not easy. Yeah. Premier League is the hardest league in the world.
Yeah, and I also think with Bale, because he's just classy. He's a classy footballer. He's just bringing something to Spurs that Bergwijn couldn't do, or Lamela. Yeah. Lamela holds on to the ball too long. I like him, but he holds on to the ball too long and doesn't pass it quick enough. Dele, another one. When Dele plays, I've only noticed it a lot this season. I noticed it before, but a lot more this season when he has played. He dilly-dallies on the ball.
Yeah,
he got dispossessed so many times today. I was thinking, what are you doing, man? Play the ball quicker. Bale has arrived, man. Even though I still think there's a lot more to come.
Can I give you another FTB first live and direct, 28th of Feb, 2021. If Bell gets double figures in the Premier League, Tottenham finish
Start
in the
again.
top 4.
You're freezing.
When we
Say that
finished
again.
second, Dele Alli had 12. Oh, sorry. If Bell gets into double figures, Tottenham Hotspur are guaranteed top 4 finish. I'll tell you why. When we finished second, Dele Alli had 12, Son had 18, and Kane had like 28 goals. And when you have your 3 strikers, as it were, getting double figures, that's when you're in the top. You tend to be top 4. If you look at Liverpool, they had Firmino, he hovers about 10, and then they had Mane and Salah hitting the kind of 20s. And already we've got Kane on about 14, we've got Son on about 13, and if we can get Bell to about 11 or 12, I guarantee you we'll be in the top 4 for sure.
But that's the problem. We were so over-reliant on Bale and Kane. Bergwijn went... Do you know what the thing is? Bergwijn, he works hard coming back, but when he goes forward, I just don't have no confidence in him scoring. And he basically doesn't score anyway. Because, to be honest, you see that Liverpool game at Anfield was very key to Tottenham's season. If he scored one of those chances, the 2 chances he had, and we won or drew that game, we wouldn't be in the position we're in now.
But I would say if the shackles were off, it would have been
100%.
Sanchez stats today: 5 tackles, 1, 9 aerial duels, 2 blocks, 3 clearances, 2 free kicks, 1, 2 misplaced passes, 0 errors. You know what?
That's very good.
We've got to give credit to where credit is due, because I'm not going to lie, I've been one of the people standing outside his yard asking him to leave the club. But Sanchez, you've done good today. Hopefully. The thing is, he's got a lot of potential. He's strong,
100%.
he's quick, he can win headers. He just needs to cut out the mistakes. If he cuts out the mistakes, he's actually half decent.
But then that's why I say you can't have him and...
half decent.
That's why I say you can't have him and Dyer playing together, because you just might as well just give a team a 2 or 3 goal lead, and you've got to try catch up.
It's true. It's true.
But anyway, we're happy with that one. Spurs result.
Come on.
All right, we've got one more game, and there's one on tonight. Well, right now, but then Chelsea versus Man U. It's just such a beautiful fixture, like on the eye. But when you're watching the game, it's like, what's going on with these teams? It's just when you're looking at the names, it looks like it's a beautiful fixture. But the game today was tragic, man.
It's a dead fest, man. It was a dead fest.
I don't know what's going on.
Back in the day, Chelsea Man U was one of the biggest games on the calendar, and
100%.
today nobody's going to talk about that game. You get me? If young people were in school, they would skip that in the playground tomorrow morning. That game was a dead fest. That was the driest game. It makes you realise that they're not that great, to be honest.
They're not. I don't think the Premier League's that great.
The Premier League has lost something this year. I agree. Yeah. Chelsea was rubbish. They were crap today. I think Giroud had one opportunity, really. Mount had a shot that De Gea saved really well, to be fair. Man U, it was a big fest, to be honest. I mean, in terms of up front, our front 4 is definitely better than both teams' front 4. But the draw was a good result for us, because it meant that Chelsea now have 44 points after 26 games, and actually it just gives everyone below them the opportunity to catch them up this week with the kind of midweek features. So let's see what happens. The season's been an odd season.
I'll tell you what I've noticed, though. Pogba is very key to Man United.
He is. He's a baller. Is he injured?
Yeah, but it shows that when the media are after you, it can also sway the fans, because when the media are just so constantly going at this narrative that he's not good, he's a money grabber, he's not good, he's a money grabber, the fans start to believe it. But look at United now. United's team ain't scary. Not even being funny.
They're not. You can take them. Luke Shaw, mate, is worse than Ben Davis, in my view. And
nah, you're pushing it there.
Luke Shaw is a dead player for me. I don't know who they got centre back today, but they were dry. Lindelof and Maguire, and look, we can take them. I'm not scared of Man U. I can't lie. I mean, they're the favourites to win the Europa League. Can you imagine? And I don't know why, because I think we should be. But kudos to them. But for me, I think the draw was a good result for every other fans in the league. So big up to them.
Cool.
Liverpool,
All right, and the current game now, Liverpool versus Sheffield United. It's 1-0 Liverpool. So
1-0 Liverpool. Curtis Jones, who I think is a baller, he gets on the score sheet. Sheffield United, they're just going down in it. It's a shame.
Yeah.
They're going down.
They were good last year.
Them man are already looking. If we weren't doing, if it wasn't a pandemic, them man would be looking already. They would have booked their flights to the Yorker and Miami. Them man, they've not been with us this season. Just goes to show how tough the Premier League is. You got to change your game. I agree with you, Abdi. Man U play AC Milan. And
AC Milan's a name. AC Milan's just a name.
But
These
they're doing
teams
well
are just names.
They're doing well in the Italian league.
Nah, bro. Do you see what Inter Milan done to them the other day?
Guy in the midfield, and I take Kessie over Sissoko all day, every day.
Okay. I just think a lot of these teams are living off their names and their stature as a club now. A lot of them.
Then the Italian teams they're playing some. They're coming back. I think let's not sleep on the Italian teams. They are coming back.
Yeah.
But look, let's hope Sheffield United, Ryan Brewster can get on the score sheet, get a last-minute equaliser
against his parent club or his old club.
Do you know what I mean? And
cool.
And give us the opportunity to overtake Liverpool. So yeah.
Don't forget to like, share. Yeah, subscribe. Subscribe. That is it.
That's it.
You get the opportunity to win a top once we get to 500, and we're going to do a live draw, and it could be your team of your choice with your name on it. But yeah, we will see you soon.
Yeah, on the reaction show. So thank you very much.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.